You know, a lot of people think that this is just a celebration of the movie itself, and it's actually just a celebration of all things Oz, from the very beginning of L. Frank Baum's conceptualization, some of his history throughout what's been going on with Oz now, you know, especially with everything that's going on with Wicked. So it's a comprehensive celebration of Oz, not just a celebration of the movie itself. Yes, the celebration of the movie itself is integral into the Oz history, and that's why everyone loves Oz. But there's so much more to experience about Oz, and we have that here.
What's going on, everybody? Kyle Powers here, Haven Real Estate Group at eXp Realty, here with another episode of Local Legends of the Flint Hills, where business meets community. I've got a very special guest here with me, Brent Sigmund with the Oz Museum here in Wamego, Kansas. Brent, thank you so much for joining me here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Yeah,
of course, of course. So I'm excited. We're sitting in a hot air balloon basket replica here, and we're here at the Oz Museum. I'm excited to hear a little bit about what you have and what you guys have got going on here at the Oz Museum. So let's just jump in and tell us a little bit about why the Oz Museum got started, why Wamego, Kansas of all places, and what your guys' purpose is here in town.
Sure, yeah. So many moons ago, there was a gentleman who grew up in Wamego, Kansas, that went on to work for Hallmark in Kansas City, and he amassed a huge collection of Hallmark goods for the Wizard of Oz. Back then, the Columbian was still kind of new, so they wanted to bring some people through the door over at the Columbian Theater and host a display of all this guy's collection. And little did we know that thousands upon thousands of people would come to Wamego, Kansas just to see that one exhibit. Wow. So from there, that kind of, you know, tickled some brains, and there's like, we might have something here, which then kind of led to the Oz Museum, and in 2003 is when it opened. So that's why Wamego and kind of how this kind of kicked off.
No kidding. So it's been open since 2003.
It has.
I guess I thought it was older than that. So that's good. So it's fairly new. No, that's interesting. So Wamego just became the place on the map.
It did. And, you know, obviously with, you know, the initial thousands of people that showed up, that brought a boost to the economy here, right? Sure. And, you know, Wamego is a small town of about 5,000 people. Not many small towns, you know, let alone Kansas, across the United States of this size are thriving. So really, this has brought a tremendous boost to the economy, and, you know, has helped Wamego thrive throughout the years.
Yeah, and just right down here in downtown Wamego.
That's correct,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Walk us through the experience, right? So I'm first time here, and what should I expect when I show up, and what should I see when I walk in the door, and then just kind of walk us through the whole thing and what the experience is here at the museum.
Sure, so when you first kind of come into downtown Wamego, you'll see on the west side of the street this, you know, big sign that proclaims the Oz Museum. You know, easy to find, and then when you walk through the doors, the emerald green and everything, that's right. So when you walk through the doors, what we have essentially is our gift shop, but we've done it in the sepia tone that you kind of see at the beginning of the movie. So you're starting off here in the land of Kansas, just like you do at the beginning of the movie and everything. And once you come up and you purchase your tickets, one of our associates will kind of give you a little spiel as to get you started and whatnot. And then that kind of whisks you into the Technicolor land of Oz, and that's really where the land of Oz experience begins. You see, you know, a replica of the house that fell on the Wicked Witch of the East. You get introduced to some of the Munchkins, and then you start into some of the original history of the author of the Wizard of Oz series, L. Frank Baum. And from there, it transitions into some Judy Garland history, some history about some of the characters and the actors that were playing the characters, even some of the actors that were considered to play for the characters. And then you kind of progress a little bit more into the story. You go into the haunted forest. You see the Winky guards. There is an interactive exhibit that we're working on with it's kind of like the crystal ball that the Wicked Witch has and whatnot. Then you move on to some of the adaptations of Wizard of Oz throughout time, whether it be other Broadway musicals, other movies, other TV series or show or movies, and then you continue on until you kind of take a look behind the curtain and see the wizard. So it's a fantastic experience. There's also along the way some little mini Q&A documentaries. And we even have a theater that shows the actual movie on rotation. So you can spend 10 minutes watching a portion of it, or you can stay for 2 hours and watch the whole thing if you want to.
That's awesome. So obviously, walking through this place, you guys have a lot of rare items from the movie and from, as you said, the adaptations over the years. Let's start here. What is your personal favorite as we're going through here?
Yeah, so I'm a movie and musical nerd, so I love the learning about the different adaptations that I had mentioned before. There has been a pseudo sequel called Return to Oz that I'm sure those of us that kind of grew up in the 80s and 90s, it kind of gave us nightmares for a while because it is quite dark. There's a Muppet Wizard of Oz, so I'm a Muppet nerd, so that's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. And then there's like the musical of The Wiz, and most recently, as I'm sure everyone is aware of, Wicked.
What would you say is probably one of your most rare items that what you have here?
Yeah, so right now we have on loan to us one of the houses that you see twirling around in the tornado at the beginning of the film. There's only a couple of those left in existence right now, so that's a really cool, rare piece that we have right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So this is more of a question I have, and just out of curiosity, like how many other types of museums and dedications to the Wizard of Oz are there in the U.S., I guess?
Yeah, there's only a few. There's something out in Russell, Kansas that's more of an experience. They have a little bit of memorabilia, but it's more of a walkthrough experience that's designed by artists. There's one in Florida that has some, I know, of all places, Florida, right? And then in upstate New York, there's a museum for L. Frank Baum, who's the author of the Wizard of Oz series. So there's a lot of nostalgia with him, the book series, and even some with the movie series.
Nice. So this one is kind of unique in the fact that you have I'm going to call them artifacts, I guess, but you have artifacts from the movie and everything else that you have, and you get to have that interactive experience with it too.
Absolutely.
With you guys being here since 2003, you guys have really been, the Oz Museum has really been kind of a, downtown Wamego. It's been kind of a staple of the area, and we've talked about it, at least off camera, having the OZtoberfest and things there. So how does the Oz Museum cater to the community and help out with that community connection, and what events do you guys have?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, the Oz Museum has really, as I mentioned before, helped the downtown Wamego community thrive, really. A lot of folks come from all over the United States, some even internationally come here and see us. So I think it's great for everyone, not only to experience the Oz Museum, but to experience the charm that Wamego, Kansas has. Wamego has a fantastic park. They've got some great restaurants down here. They've got some great local businesses, and we all work together, to boost the economy here in this town so that we can, remain thriving and be thriving throughout the future. And so we always look for ways to partner with local businesses, even during the off season, especially, wintertime is a little bit of our slower time. So what can we do to, still drive some people here to Wamego, Kansas, so that not only can the museum, be doing well, but the downtown businesses can be doing, well too. And some of the, downtown businesses have kind of taken off with the theme too. We have the Oz Winery, we have Toto's Tacos. There's been a local artist collaboration with a number of designed Totos throughout the city of Wamego. I think we're up to 19 now, so it's kind of a nice scavenger hunt to do while you're here. And it's all family friendly too. So, it's a very safe community. So you can, feel free to walk all over town, walk over downtown, play in the park, and, just enjoy that special time that is needed with family.
And don't forget the Yellow Brick Road.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Across the street is the Yellow Brick Road. That takes you on down to the Friendship House. So if you like some good baked goods, that's the place to go.
Love it. And Brent, I know that with OZtoberfest, that's a big event down here. I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you have there.
Yeah, sure. So with OZtoberfest, that is something that we do in conjunction with the Wamego Chamber of Commerce. It's just a great way to celebrate all things Oz, celebrate community, and give people another reason to come to Wamego, Kansas. So we try to have Oz historians, people that are tied and associated with the Wizard of Oz history in some way or another. A lot of the original actors, even Munchkins, unfortunately have passed away and whatnot, but some of their family will come here. We also have hosted other authors that, have written, offshoots of the Oz legend. We do have a Franciscan monk that we are thankful to have a lot of his and his family's collection here at the library. He always comes to give tours and to give talks. We have an Oz and Judy Garland historian who comes pretty frequently to also give talks and whatnot. And then we also try to get just a wide variety of other people that are associated with the Oz history here for that. Then downtown we have a bunch of local vendors to help celebrate their art. Bunch of food trucks that are always good. And then we also have some local performers that perform on a stage outside. So really just, a great day of fun, relaxation, and celebration of all things Oz.
No, I love that. I love that. And it is. I mean, it's a big event. I mean, it's thousands and thousands of people that come for this thing. Yep. And so it becomes a really good time and a really good time to just kind of, like you said, fun, family-friendly fun. Yeah. There we go. That's what I wanted. In downtown Wamego. And it's just a fun opportunity to really just kind of get out and honestly, right before the cold hits too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Brent, before we kind of wrap it all up here, I guess my question for you is, what is one, maybe two or three things that you wish that more people knew about the Oz Museum and what they have to offer here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of people think that this is just a celebration of the movie itself, and it's actually just a celebration of all things Oz, from the very beginning of L. Frank Baum's conceptualization, some of his history, throughout what's been going on with Oz now. Especially with everything that's going on with Wicked. So it's a comprehensive celebration of Oz, not just a celebration of the movie itself. Yes, the celebration of the movie itself is integral into the Oz history, and that's why everyone loves Oz, but there's so much more to experience about Oz, and we have that here.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. So, okay, so let's say somebody watching this video today has interest in either coming and seeing the exhibit or just learning a little bit more, one, what do they do, and two, how do they get in here and take a look around and those kinds of things?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, we do have a website, OZmuseum.com, that always has different things that we have going on. It has our hours on there as well. For those of you that do live, in the area, it's just a short trek over to Wamego, Kansas. It's I think from my house to here, it's maybe 20 minutes door to door. So it doesn't take you very long to get over here. If you're looking for something to do with your family that everyone can relate to, this is a fantastic place to do that at. And then while you're over here, go check out some of the other things that Wamego has to offer. Go play in the park and have some fun, sip some wine and have a good time. But yeah, this is a treasure that we have here in Central Kansas that if you haven't gotten a chance to experience it yet, I highly encourage you to do so.
That's awesome. And then what times are you guys open here?
Sure. So right now we're kind of on the non-summer schedule. So that is Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays noon to 5. From Memorial Day to Labor Day, that's our summer season. We go from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday, and I believe 11 to 6 on Sundays.
Nice. Very nice. I love that. So I guess before we kind of wrap it up, is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I think, this is a fantastic place to experience here in Central Kansas. Be on the lookout. You never know. Here in a couple of years, we might be doing a bit of a collaboration with our sister business, the Columbian Theater, and might be looking at doing the Wizard of Oz within the next couple of years. So that'll be a fun thing as well. But no, seriously, just come and have a good time, and I appreciate the time.
Yeah, of course. Of course, Brent, and I appreciate you taking the time to kind of get me around here. So but thank you guys so much for watching this video to this point. I really appreciate it. And I will tell you, come down here and take a look at it around. Even if you're not a Wizard of Oz fan or anything that way, you will be after you come here because there's so much history in this one little museum in the middle of Central Kansas. Like, it's really neat to have this here local to us and to understand what it is. And really, the one thing I didn't really think about before coming over here is that, yeah, Wicked is probably revitalizing everything Oz, and that's kind of a neat opportunity for you guys and a neat space of where you're at. So, but come on down here, take a ride in the basket like we are, and see what they have here. There's a lot of really neat things, and there's a fantastic gift shop that you definitely don't want to miss out on. And bring the family down here, walk them through. I know my son, he has come down here to Wamego and walked around and found all the Todos, walked around the museum and everything here, and he loves it over here, and my daughter does too. But yeah, so come on down, take a look at this one, see what they have. They've done some updates around here. You're definitely going to enjoy those as well. So come on by. And also, if you haven't seen the video yet, Brent and I just did a personal tour of the Oz Museum itself. So check that video out as well, and then come on down and see it all for yourself. So thank you guys so much for watching to this point. If you haven't done so already and you enjoy this content, please go and hit that subscribe button. Go and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future videos. And please, please, please share the video. Come down and visit these guys. You will not be disappointed in this one. But thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you later.